Wow, I don't think I even need to give a speech now. I mean, that introduction was outstanding. Thank you so much, Eric. And I can't thank you enough for your words and the kind words you spoke. Students, first I want to say congratulations to all of you student scholars. We're here today really because of you and your achievement. And I want to thank you parents out there for helping these great students come to this great University of Wisconsin. Because for me, I don't think there's any finer university on the planet than the University of Wisconsin. So thank you all, and thank you donors for your support of these amazing students. Eric's introduction was pretty intense, and it seems like I've been on this planet for quite some time. In fact, last week, I just crossed over my 37th year in the investment asset management business. I'm going on 38 right now. And so I have seen a lot. And one of my pleasures is being here today with you. I'm truly honored. One thing Eric didn't mention in his introduction is, and this will come out more in my story, he did not mention that I would not be here today if it wasn't for the University of Wisconsin. I would not be here today if it wasn't for the scholarship program that the University of Wisconsin had. And so before I go into that detail, I'm going to stay kind of up high for a little bit. I was asked to give 10 minutes, and Eric asked me again at my seat, am I going to go 10 minutes? I could go 20. I mean, I may go an hour, but I'm going to try to go 10, which will be kind of hard for me. But I was asked at the beginning to say, look, why did you donate for scholarships? So on a high level, I donated money for scholarship because I love this university. We're going into our 175th year, and we have currently 465,000 living alums. If I look at the 175 years today, we've had Badgers change the world in all kinds of fields. I love the University of Wisconsin. It's part of our family DNA. Eric mentioned all of the people in my family that has come to the university, and I have a bunch of them standing behind me. This is my immediate family. But we've had a Holland, or in my extended family, here at the University of Wisconsin in every decade since 1950. So that means 70 years, those 7 decades, we've had somebody from my family here. It's part of our DNA. It's part of who we are. I love this university. Number 2, I love the humanities. I love what we do in the humanities and letters and science. I believe that this is the backbone of our country. People who can think differently. People who can think about science differently, that then can toggle into public policy. I love the letters and science. And then 3, I love these students. I got 2 ones right here. They didn't stand up. Stand up. Go on, stand up. 2 of them showed up today. 2 of my New York's in the house, California's in the house. I love my students. I've got Holland family scholars across the campus, and they energize me every single day. And so for that, I thank you guys. I thank all of you students for that energy that you provide me. And it's my honor to sponsor family scholarships. So I said a big statement earlier. I'm here today because of the University of Wisconsin. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. I'm going to point up to this picture right here. This picture right here is a picture of my dad. We were here for homecoming, and they have what they call as a W Club Day, and that's anyone who wins a letter, you show up, and we were out on the field. And this particular day, I think we had generations from the 1930s to, I think this was in the early 2000s. And my dad is one of my heroes. He was in the investment business. That's how I got in the investment business. He was an athlete. That's how I got to be an athlete. But for him, he grew up in a small town in Wisconsin called Racine, Wisconsin. And one of his statements he used to make was that he's a small farm boy from Racine, Wisconsin. He was on TV in the investment business, and he would come with that line every time. But Racine isn't that small, but it was in 1950. in 1955. And when he came to school in 1960, the university gave him an athletic scholarship to both track and football. And with that scholarship, he was the first of the sons to go to college. And he excelled here while he was at college. Fast forward to that picture right there. There's a strapping young man, which happens to be my son in this tuxedo. Right to his left is this beautiful woman who's standing next to me. That's my mother. And the story around this is deep in my heart. And this is why I would not be here if it wasn't for the University of Wisconsin. She grew up on the south side of Chicago. She was what they would consider a math genius. At the age of 12, professor at the school said she's not able to take math at this school. So they sent her over to the University of Chicago. Just so happens there was a Badger alum at that school. And my mother set the bar in the class. Now, she would be the first generation student on that side of my family to go to college. And because of one phone call, which is one of the things I want to say to you students here today, your donor scholar folks have connections and they know people. You want to get to know them. You want to begin to build your network with them today. Because that one call to the university, whoever was in the admissions office, he said that I have this young lady who won't go to school unless somebody gives her a scholarship. She's brilliant. She's a math person. And she's here in the south side of Chicago. And Wisconsin in 1960. How many of you guys remember what's happened in 1960? The world was on fire, in particular for civil rights. And Wisconsin gave this African-American woman a scholarship to come here, which in fact she met my father. And in 1961, toward the end, they got married. 1962, they had my oldest sister. And the 1962 team was one of the great teams of all time. That team went to the Rose Bowl in '63, one of the best Rose Bowl games ever. And then at that point in time, my mother decided she had to raise my sister. And then I came around in 1964, and she definitely had to raise me. But at that time, my father was still playing professional sport. And he was up in Canada. I was born in Canada. He was playing for a team called the BC Lions, won the Grey Cup. Came back, finished up in '65, his degree at Cal's. Went to the Bears, and there was a great running back at the Chicago Bears at that time named Gale Sayers. My father got cut. And he went into the investment business. And from that time on, I was reading the Wall Street Journal at the age of 5. And so Wisconsin is the reason I'm standing here. Call doesn't get made, my mom doesn't come to school. Mom doesn't come to school, she doesn't meet my dad. So I'm forever indebted to Wisconsin. Eric mentioned my whole history. I've been in the investment business for now going into my 38th year. It's the greatest business I can think of for me. I'm helping people all the time, helping companies, helping advisors, helping people develop their wealth plans. And it's been one of the greatest gifts of my life to be in that business. And as I look at all of you here in the room, I'm not going to make a commercial for economics, but I am going to make a commercial for letters and science. Letters and science took me here. There was no other path for me. I could have went to the business school, but I didn't know where I wanted to be. And so economics took me to that path. Eric mentioned all of my family went to Wisconsin, so I've talked about my dad and me. There I was. I also played ball here. I realized halfway through my career that I probably was going to play professional ball. I was kind of small. And so at this point, I'm kind of bigger than I was then, but I was small back then. And so when I look at my career trajectory, I met my wife, who's a Badger. And then we had 3 beautiful kids, dance, law school, as Eric mentioned, and my middle daughter-in-law was industrial design. and all of which came out and are self-sufficient and doing the things they love to do. That's the beauty of LNS. So I encourage you, students, to explore all that the campus has to offer. There's some amazing programs here on campus that can help you be who you want to be. Explore, challenge yourself, but don't be afraid to try something different. Parents, keep doing what you're doing. You obviously have raised some amazing kids, and your wisdom directed them to the University of Wisconsin, for which we are deeply grateful. Because one of the things I believe is all of you all in the room, you students, you are the next group that are going to change the world for the better. How great is that? So I'm truly excited for you. So parents, keep doing what you do. Be there, support them, do the things that they need to continue on that path toward their dreams and goals. So students, I gave this presentation a few years back, and I keep getting asked to do a version of this. So I'm going to do a shrunk down version because I think I'm at my 10 minutes. And I call it the 3 H's. If you remember anything from me today, remember these 3 things, okay? These 3 things help me through school, help me through my professional life, help me through marriage, help me through relationship, help me build my network. Remember these 3 things, and I think it will help you go along your way. First H, hungry. Hungry. What does that mean? Nobody should have to tell you to get up and go to class and do what you need to do. No one should tell you that you need to take care of yourself. You need to get your rest. That's self-motivation and discipline for yourself. I can assure you, if you move into the professional realm, nobody's going to be there to help you do that. You've got to do that yourself. So be hungry. Strive for excellence. You're at a place that will allow you to do that. Second H, humility. When you need help. All of these great scientists and professors here in this university, part of their payment is for them to help you. Use their office hours. Use the TA's office hours. If you feel like you need additional help, there are services all over campus. Don't be afraid to reach out for that. In today's world, help comes in many forms. In your community that you're with. Humility. Humility to know. Look at all these great students here. They're amazing. That is who you're with. This is your community. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. And lastly, be helpful. As you go forward in life, the more people you help, you'll be surprised what that will help you become. So be helpful. Help your communities. Help your instructors know what you need. Help your friends. As mentioned earlier from Eric, this is a tough school. Some of these classes are no joke. If I was going to school today, I probably wouldn't be able to get in, unless I was burning up the grass. So be helpful to one another and be kind to one another. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor to tell my story here today. It's been an honor to be with you. It's been an honor to be with you students. And congratulations on your success. Congratulations on choosing the University of Wisconsin. And may I say it again, on Wisconsin.